Yo, what's up everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're having an amazing week. Currently it is Thursday and let's get right into the charts as Bitcoin is right now back above 120,000 US dollars. As you can see, we are breaking from this bearish pattern right here. So the bearish pattern has been invalidated right now, and right now basically you can see Bitcoin is pushing through that value area high, which has previously acted as resistance many times. You can see in the past, after breaking the POC right here at 117.8k, we are finally pushing through 119 120k. Basically this is the most important level for us to get a daily candle closure right here. So in my opinion, if price manages to hold out here and get that closure above, you can see we have pumped since that bottom at 108k around 10% for the week, basically since Monday. So you can see this weekly candle is absolutely massive, and if the weekly candle manages to close out like this, then I don't see a reason for us to not get a engulfing bullish candle to the upside, which would potentially take us back to that all-time high, which is around $124,000, and we might even see Bitcoin pushing well above that. Now, as for my lower targets, 98k still remains, since we do have a lot of liquidity sitting right around down there, basically. But as of right now, you can see Bitcoin is trying to take out the liquidity that's sitting towards the upside. Let me show you on a bigger time frame. You can see we do have liquidity all the way down here, and we do have a lot of liquidity sitting towards the all-time highs. But right now, Bitcoin is still in an uptrend, so we need to keep that in mind. So firstly, there is liquidity well above that all-time high where the last bearish swing failure pattern happened, and we got that corrective move to the downside. And right now we have put in a higher high right here, you can see, and right now Bitcoin is pumping towards the upside very nicely. And as I have said, we want to see this pump continue if we get a candle closure above this level right here. Now on the 8 and 6 hour, the 4 hourly, Bitcoin is starting to look a bit overbought. You can see on the RSI momentum, since this was a explosive move to the upside, you can see the last time we did not get that overbought right here, you can see, but right now the RSI is starting to flash that it is overbought right now, so we might get somewhat of a cool off, potentially testing 114, basically that trend line right here, or 117k, which was resistance right now, would be acting as support. As for Ethereum perfectly bounced from this 4-yearly resistance right here, which acted as support. You can see price did not fall below. We only got a wick to the downside, but we did not get a candle body closure below here. So this is very nice for Ethereum, and we are back in that range right here. You can see we are right now trading well above the value area low and the POC, and we are also above the weekly pivot. Since the weekly pivot for this week, we have been pumping around 7%, and after bouncing from the line, we are up 16.5% almost, you can see, and the next resistance for it would be sitting right here, right around $4,685. Solana is right now trading above the weekly pivot also. You can see right here, after that bounce from 195, which was almost around the value area high of this bigger range right here, you can see. So basically we might see that continuation for Solana. As you know, this range has been a very key, and since we got above it, we have it acting as a very nice support, like it was last time. It was acting as support the value area low, and it was acting as a resistance at the value area high. You can see back in December when we are in 2025, in January when we made that all-time high, then we got below it, then we were trading right here, right in that range, and after we get that breakout, you can see price is right now trading again like it was before here. Right now we are trading above this range, potentially targeting the all-time highs. Now for SUI is also back above the POC of the bigger range right here, you can see. So right now I am aiming towards $4.20, which would be very nice target for SUI. That would be from the bottom a nice move of around 36%, which is a lot. Now Hype is reclaiming that trend line right here, you can see, after losing it. In my opinion, for Hype, we still have potentially a lot more room towards the upside once it gets back in that price discovery zone. Basically we can see potentially 70 to 80 or maybe even $100 for Hype. I am very bullish on Hype, so am I as on XRP, because XRP, you can see, has been consolidating right here on the weekly time frame a lot. So we might see a final push towards the all-time high, which would be sitting at around $3.63. The pump token also looking good, recovering on the weekly time frame after bouncing from the weekly pivot support. And right here the 55 EMA on the daily, you can see RSI starting to turn up nice and bullish, and since then we have had a 42% of a move towards the upside. Stock market did put in a new all-time high today. The S&P 500 pushed towards $6,738. The Nasdaq, I think, hit $25,000 if I'm not mistaken. On the CME futures we did hit $25,000, and for the excuse me, for the S&P 500 we hit on the CME charts $6,782, which is pretty nice. The stock market is still pushing up. Gold, I think, also did make a new all-time high today. You can see on the weekly time frame, gold, after breaking that previous all-time high, has been on a very strong run towards the upside, around 12%, which is a lot for gold, as you know. And right now we are having a little bit of correction on the lower time frame. You can see the dollar is also pushing towards the upside right now, rejecting from the weekly pivot, but still potentially we do have a lot of room to the upside, to potentially 101 right here, which is my target. Potentially if we take exactly 100 right here, then we might go for that 101. But as of right now, this is how things are looking for the dollar. And as you know, if the dollar remains right here ranging and starts pushing towards the upside, this is when I would be looking for Bitcoin to be potentially topping out. But as of right now, Bitcoin still, in my opinion, does have one last move in this quarterly for towards $150,000. This is my target for right now. If we look at the Ethereum and Bitcoin ETF inflows, let me see. Firstly, for Bitcoin, we did have 675 million for today for Bitcoin, which is pretty bullish, with BlackRock being the most explosive buyer, around 405 million. The other institutions, you can see, Fidelity got 179 million in Bitcoin, Bitwise got 59 million, which is very nice to see. The Fear and Greed Index right now back in that neutral zone, aiming towards that greed. If Bitcoin starts pushing towards the upside, we're going to be back very soon in that greed zone. Long versus shorts ratio for the day, of course, we do have more longs in the market, still looking at Hyperliquid. Once Hyperliquid starts turning bearish, then I would be considering somewhat of a corrective move towards the downside. This is also a very nice indication for you to follow the trend. We do have some important news tomorrow: unemployment claims, non-farm employment change, and also PMI. Basically, we do have we will have some very volatility coming in tomorrow, so watch out for that. And yes guys, that will be it for today's update video. I hope you liked it, subscribe for my channel, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.